In 1726, a 20-year-old printer's apprentice on a ship sailing home to Philadelphia pulled out a small notebook and wrote a sentence that would change the next 250 years of self-improvement. The sentence was, "It was about this time I conceived the bold and arduous project of arriving at moral perfection." The young man's name was Benjamin Franklin. The notebook he opened that day became the first habit tracker in modern history. 200 years before the bullet journal. 240 years before James Clear's Atomic Habits. Franklin wasn't a great man yet. He was a poor candle maker's son who had run away from home at 17. By the time he died, 64 years later, he was on a $100 bill. He had founded a country, invented bifocals, the lightning rod, the Franklin stove, the first public library in America, and the first volunteer fire department. He never finished school past the age of 10. Here are the 3 exact systems he used, pulled straight from his 1791 autobiography, that you can start using this week. System 1, the daily grid. Franklin made himself a small notebook. He drew 13 rows on each page. 1 row for each of the 13 virtues he wanted to embody: temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanliness, tranquility, chastity, and humility. Across the top of the page, he wrote 7 columns, 1 for each day of the week. Every single evening, before he went to sleep, he opened the book and reviewed his day. For every virtue he had violated that day, he made a small black dot in the appropriate square. That was it. No. System 2, 1 week, 1 virtue. Tracking 13 virtues at the same time is impossible. Franklin knew it, so he invented the rotation. Each week, he picked 1 virtue out of the 13 and focused all his attention on it. That week, his goal was simple: fill 1 specific row with as few dots as possible. The other 12 rows still got dotted, but he didn't worry about them. He just focused on the one. After 7 days, he moved to the next virtue. 13 weeks later, he had cycled through all 13. Then he started the cycle again. He could complete the full 13-week course 4 times in a single year. The principle: scattered focus is no focus. Pick one thing. Master it for 1 week. Move on. Most people try to fix 20 habits at once and fix none. Franklin fixed 13, 1 week at a time. System 3, bookend the day. Every morning, when Franklin woke up at 5 a.m., he asked himself 1 question, and he wrote the question in his daily schedule. The question was, and I quote, "What good shall I do this day?" That was the morning. Every evening, before he opened the moral bookkeeping page and made his dots, he asked himself the closing question: "What good have I done today?" 2 questions. The same questions. Every single day for 64 years. The morning question pointed him at the future. The evening question forced him to look at what he had actually done. The gap between the 2 answers became the most valuable feedback he ever received. The principle: a day without intention starts random. A day without review stays random. 2 questions, 3 minutes will transform your year. 3 systems. The daily grid. 1 week, 1 virtue. Bookend the day. These are not abstract ideas. A poor candle maker's son with a 10th grade education used them and ended up on the $100 bill. The full 30-day system, including the exact grid he used, the rotation schedule, and the morning routine he followed for 64 years, is in my book, Benjamin Franklin's Code: How to Master Yourself in 30 Days. Link is in the description. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. I publish one of these every week, drawing from the people who actually did it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.